Yeah. If you're talking about issuance of strata title, no problem. That one we can follow up with the state government. Yeah, but I'm talking about management. The owners have to unanimously decide. And this can only be done via EGM.
Yeah, I think Hannah is trying to tell you to just, exercise your right as an owner, participate in the whole process. Yeah, go to the EGM and vote, force them to come to a settlement. Yeah, and there's nothing the lawmakers can help you in that sense. Yeah, is that right? Is that what you're?
I know your problem is even after EGM, people still fight and go to court, right? To nullify the decision. Not only that, I know.
Because I believe that what they call it, one-stop center.
Yeah.
In the part, then currently that is being implemented, right, by the BN government and the housing ministry, saying that they will help to get the title and those kind of thing. But that's the one thing. And then the second thing is that under the Building and Maintenance Act, I look at the act and I say that I think that the Commissioner of Building has the power to intervene and to ensure that there's harmony in a resident in the property, in the strata title property, is it? So I think that the lawmakers can find a way to ensure that people like us are sole voice in probably in an apartment with 700 units. If I work for something and then the other people decide probably I'm wrong, but the thing is that look, but they're still fighting. There must be something that the Commissioner of Building can do or must do. There must be a solution, right? You can't just say that I go to EGM and I go to AGM or this kind of thing. There must be a solution, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. You have private property, you have to solve it privately. The government cannot interfere at that level. The rules are written by the government. If you cannot find a solution amongst your community, then the only way is to go to court and decide. The government cannot come and really sit down and decide on your behalf. I think that is beyond the power of the government because it's private property. If it's the property of the government, it's different. And this is my understanding of it. Yeah. By the way, thank you for the question. I know you're frustrated, but love, brother. Try and sort it out amongst your community. I mean, there's no other way about it. Yeah. I'm sorry to say this, but you have to go and try and resolve it amongst your neighbors yourself. Okay. Let's try and take another question, please. So first question,
young man is there to do, why not I? Until my son, he came back from Indonesia and asked me this question. I asked myself, why not I should ask him? A very, very personal question. We know Hannah Yeoh since 2008. Accidentally. She came in, we knew her. She has been doing a good job. Don't be threatened by this. But the question here is addressed to the new kid on the block. That is Chen Chen. You are a corporate man. You have a wonderful wife, educated wife, you have two wonderful daughters. What is this in for you that you are doing all this? Thank you.
Thank you. Well, my first personal question on the dialogue. What is it in for me? It's a tough question because I've always been interested in politics since I was young. At the age of 12, I organized my first strike. So, at university, I joined Amnesty International, Greenpeace, Friends of the Earth, Oxfam, do whatever bit I can do. So that interest has always been with me. Why did I join politics? It's purely by accident. As I said earlier, I was drafted in as a lawyer to draft the constitution. And once you get to know the leaders, you feel there is an element of ego, of course. Now you know some of these guys, right? So it started off possibly as that, and later they ask you to do a bit of work, so you do a bit of work for them, and then suddenly you find yourself completely immersed in the whole political process. What is it in for me? In some parts, I suppose everybody has some ambition, and I believe that my path or my destiny lies in politics. So that's that one goal I want to achieve. Another goal I want to achieve is, of course, to make my father proud. Because my father, let's just be very frank. My father is a businessman. He started working at the age of 11, had to take care of his his very big family. He has 11 brothers and sisters, and he didn't have a lot of education. If you start working at 11, you don't have that. And for a long time, I believe, while he made money, reasonably successful, he was always lacking in something. And as his son, we never really grew up with him because he was always busy. And you know, I have this strange relationship with my father where I have to honor him. And one of the way I put it in my head is maybe I should get into politics, become somebody, so that my father can be proud of me. That's the psychological bit, I suppose. The other thing is, of course, when I had my kids, and even before that, I suppose, I see a lot of my friends have left the country. Some have gone to Singapore, some went to London, New York, and you will start to wonder whether you should leave as well. Yeah, you know, I was educated in Singapore in the international school, very good school. Also educated in England, and you start to think, why am I still here in Malaysia? What is it I'm destined for? Yeah, I suppose I did one course that has always stuck to me, which is Malay literature. Malay literature I did in my 6th form and 7th form, and I was very good at it. But generally, I felt a strong attachment to my country as a result of the Malay literature bit, where I learned about Ranjau Sepanjang Jalan and all this ringing, you know, works of Latif Muhyiddin, poetry. I got stuck into the art scene. I suppose I realized there was a development where I believed that I wasn't just a Chinese Malaysian, but I was a real Malaysian at that level. So the combination of making my father proud, fulfilling my destiny as a politician since I was young, and also believing strongly that I could do something for the betterment of this country that I love dearly. Yeah? And I suppose this is one of the reasons, this whole package of 3 things is why I'm standing here today, asking for your vote, hoping to change the country for the better. Okay?